Okay, I'm doing the audio on my iPad, so I'm so sorry if it's really shit, but this is the best I got right now. With this story, you can believe me, not believe me. At the end of the day, this is what's happened to me, and this is my truth, and I would like to speak about it. The story begins when I was 20, the year 2022. I was working at Kmart. I had some good friends. I was making TikToks, and I was in fact slowly but surely drinking myself to death.
Let's do it. Oh my god. Flashbacks. Oh my god.
Already off not to a great start. I'd been struggling with this addiction since I was 17, right around the time my father stopped for his liver transplant. I remember crying, just wanting to die because I couldn't control it.
I don't want to keep doing this. I was so upset. I'm dying and not being here, and I don't know how to change my perspective from that. I don't know how to come back from that. And I feel so guilty for it. I make jokes all the time about my drinking.
My lungs, ripping all the skin from off my bones.
It's really bad.
I'm prepared to sacrifice my life.
Don't know what to do.
Consuming all the air inside my lungs, ripping all
My hearing is kind of fucked up at the moment, which is from severe alcohol use. I don't want to be here.
Oh, please have mercy on me. Take it easy on my heart. Even though you don't mean to hurt me, you keep tearing me up.
I used to be a very big crier. I used to cry about everything, like all the time. I used to be a very, very big emotional person. And that came from a lot of unhealed family trauma that I hadn't dealt with yet. And I would say was the reason I was drinking, because I was lonely. I also had yet to be diagnosed with ADHD and bipolar type 2. When I was finally diagnosed, things did start getting better. But of course, that is how my life always goes. As soon as things start getting better, it just hits the fan once again. I blame the fact that I'm a Scorpio. So, that's my excuse. Born right on the cusp of Sagittarius though, so I could be a Sagittarius. No, I'm a Scorpio. I'm definitely a Scorpio. One of the most important things in this story is called a twin flame. Now, hear me out, this term is used quite frequently, and it's supposed to be something very beautiful, actually. When you first read about it, it's about unconditional love, and loving yourself and dealing with past traumas. That's not the case for me at all. A twin flame, you meet them, I feel like when you are at one of your last lives here on earth, I would say. This is me, just what I believe in. And it is the biggest past life regression that you can ever go through. It is bringing up all the turmoil in your life in one big hit. And once you start that journey, you don't stop. In Greek mythology, Zeus actually was the one who split up you and your counterpart, because meeting your twin flame is severely dangerous, from what I have read, that it is just so much energetic force in one person to control. Once you connect, that cord connects with your twin, that's it. And believe me, the things that I've experienced and the things I'm gonna tell you, it is just psychic abilities to the extreme where you can't control it, and it makes you such a vulnerable person, for me anyway. Because a twin, you would think, oh, they're like the same as you. No, they're like the complete opposite. They're your other counterpart, your other half. So the yin and the yang. And my twin resembles a lot of people in my life that I feel like have spiritually done things behind my back. But when I first found out about the twin flame thing, I'll go more into it later, I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. Not cool. Little naive past 21-year-old Erin. Not cool. Turning 21 was one of the best birthdays I had. I mean, 20 was pretty good, of course. It was Harry Potter themed. Do you know what's funny, but also not funny? That my creativity prophesizes things before it happens. Like this video I made right before I turned 21.
Do you ever feel like you were born in the completely wrong universe? I mean, when you were younger, you had all these grand ideas of what you thought life would be like when you got older. Well, this is nothing like you planned it would be. I'm Erin and I'm turning 21 this year, and I have no idea what I'm doing. I thought by now I'd be on my way to be the next biggest movie director or writer. But somewhere along the line something happened and... well, now I'm here. And before I turn 21, I want to get to the bottom of why my life didn't turn out the way I thought it would. So who do I want to be? That's a question I feel like I've been running out of time to answer. But I suppose to understand where I have to go, I have to first remember where I've been.
And then boom, this all happens. Yeah. Anyway. Jess was diagnosed with ADHD and bipolar type 2, and believe me, I told everyone because I have a big mouth, and I'm like, this is the reason why I am the way that I am. I felt at ease, and I was medicated, and I was starting to get sober. And I also started vaping because I was like, I want to get skinny, so I'm just gonna start like smoking. Because I don't know. You know what? Worst mistake I ever made.
It's witching hour. Lucky I got my vape.
But once again, yes, as I was getting better and turning a corner in life with that vape held in my hand, another shitstorm was about to begin, and it would last almost 4 years of my life. Cue the song Eternity by Alex, I forgot his last name, but cue the song. It feels like an eternity since, yeah, that's how long it feels like since I've been alone in my own head and alone with my own self. I literally had to pray to God so I could do this, because I was like, what do I do? And he said, you need to be creative. So that's what I'm doing. I'm being creative. And he said, do it tonight. I'm talking to God, guys. Just bear with me, alright? Bear with me. So anyway, back to 2022, right around the time before I turned 21. I start to have an episode after I was diagnosed. You know, I thought My medication was doing fantastic, but of course I started to get suicidal thoughts again. And I go to the person who hired me, who actually hired me on the 22nd of February of 2022. 222, the twin flame number. One of them. The 1111 is also really important. She helps me, but I feel myself starting to get more drawn to her, more attached, and I start to get unwell, which has happened before when I start getting attached to someone. And cue the song Habits, because that song was playing a lot, like Habits I Can't Break, and I was telling my old best friend, like, I just couldn't shut up, like, I can't shut up sometimes, and I just kept going on. I was like, I can't get her out of my head, like, not as in I'm in love with her, like, I just kept thinking about her, and I'm like, this feels like a certain person from a past who really hurt me. Maybe she's a karmic in my life, maybe I gotta do the right thing, you know? It was around Halloween, and I was getting extra loopy, and I couldn't get suicidal thoughts out of my head. Like, this was the worst it had ever been, and I tried to take my own life. You know what? Tonight might be the night I check out. I'm barely sleeping, and the last 2 days, all I've had is one little cup of noodle. One little cup of noodle. I don't know what's wrong with me. I actually don't fucking know what is wrong with me. I wanna die. I actually wanna fucking die. I feel fucking crazy in the fucking head. I don't wanna be alive. LOL. But of course I live. Hello, I'm alive. I lived. Of course she's right there for me straight away. And like, I was just noticing the patterns of people that I know in my life, or I knew in my life, that before I even knew, like, oh my god, she reminds me of this person, this person, this person, like all these people. And that's what a twin flame is. They're like all these people in your life rolled into one person. It was a week after my 21st birthday, and I was starting to like get like who is this woman to me? Who is she? And the song All Too Well started playing by Taylor Swift, and I was like, it said, did the twin flame bruise you blue too? And I was like, oh my god, twin flame. And I googled it. I had remembered something. A friend of a friend at a birthday party 2 years prior, a year prior, told me 2022 was the year that twin flames would get together. And I was like, I already got my twin flame. It's my ex-bestie. Like, no. And I was like, maybe she's my twin flame. So I asked for a sign. I asked, show me a green butterfly if she's my twin flame. I'm writing this woman a little poem, because I'm a poet at heart, you know, a little thank you letter, because she was being nice to me, and I'm naive and stupid. I didn't know that people can do spiritual stuff to you. I had no idea. Anyway, I'm on Pinterest, and I'm looking up quotes from Beauty and the Beast, and then right on 11/11, I see a quote about twin flames with a green butterfly on it, and my ears start ringing like never before. This has never happened in my life. Right on 11/11, and then poof, that's pretty much where it all kicked off. This is when the signs really started happening. Like, once you open that door, it's really hard to close it. Like, really hard to close it. And all the signs, of course, were pointing to her, and they were nice signs. Got no signs every once in a while that she could have been doing something behind my back, because I wasn't asking that. I should have been asking. This went on for a few months. 2022 was kind of like the last Christmas I had where I was normal. And a lot of weird spiritual things were happening, like feeling her presence around me in my room, things happening in my room, like the energy was just building up. And I was trying to be as practical as possible, but I was like slowly losing it over this woman. She became everything I was thinking about, and it was annoying me because I stopped making TikTok videos because this became the main premise of my life. And it was around January of 2023 actually that I fully snapped, and I sent her this big long list of all the signs I was getting, and I was like, what is going on? Like, and she was like, oh, I don't know, and I'm straight. I'm like, that wasn't the point of what I was trying to tell you, but I just, of course, narcissism, very narcissistic person, knew what she was doing, and I was over here being like, yo, the universe is telling me all this stuff, do you know anything about it? She's like, no, I have no idea. Please, universe, don't tell her what I'm doing. Like, because I had no idea. Like, I just thought, oh, cool, the universe is talking to me. Oh, wow, that's cool. Hey, why are my ears ringing? And why are you in my head so much? No clue that people do stuff like that. And I mean, like, tarot was constantly popping up on my For You page. Like, I was in psychosis, but this was still happening. And then my little dumbass went down the witchcraft area of TikTok, and I did love spells on her. And then my biggest fault was I did a truth spell on her. What an idiot to do a truth spell on your twin flame, because that involves all the truth behind everything of all the people she resembles and all your past lives. Like, you're meant to gently do it, not knuckle punch yourself in the fucking face to figure out what's actually going on. But I was going crazy. Like, it was painful. This had been going on for months, and I was getting nowhere, and I just wanted to go back to my life. But once that door was opened, once again, I could not close it. And it actually took me a few months to realize it was the truth spell that did this. And of course, the universe is cruel. She wasn't going to give me the truth because she didn't know the full truth anyway. It started one night around April, right after Easter. I was watching Lion King and trying to eat my burger. I forgot exactly how it happened, but I could feel her presence, but I'm gonna start calling it now because I don't think it was fully her. Things were talking to me, and voices started, and this is where it's a bit blurry because so many things happened. I felt like I was overdosing on Panadol again, like that energy. And then the stabbing started, where I was just being stabbed over and over and over and over and over again, spiritually by something. And this lasted hours, like I would say up to 12 hours, if not more. I finally went to sleep after it, and then I woke up and it started again. I found out later on a woman next door was stabbed to death. And I'm talking all this weird stuff that happened. Like, I felt like a portal was opened up in my room to something really demonic and bad, and I felt bugs on me and things sucking the life out of me, and like I wasn't fully cured from what had happened, and just like it's literally like spiritual mutilation was happening. I was ripped apart, sexually assaulted, made to feel sick. I would go days without sleeping. I mean days. Like I lost all track of time. I missed my own sister's bachelorette party for her wedding because of this. I had no idea what day it was. All reality was gone. I was stuck in this. And like the things I was hearing and seeing were horrific. But and they like were yelling at me to stop vaping because I would die. But that was like the only thing I had. Like, lucky I got my vape with me. It's witching hour. Lucky I got my vape. And I mean, like, it did not stop. I did not get a break. Like, sometimes I genuinely would just end up passing out from going days without sleep. And this wasn't just affecting me, this affected my dad too. Like, he could smell, like, I felt like my bones were breaking in my body and, like, cracking when I was walking, and rotting, like I was rotting from the inside. Like, so many times I just laid there and I was like, you can just take me at this point. When it was around the time it first started, I went to the hospital, and it felt like there was a demon eating at my head, and I was seeing things everywhere. My sister came and visited me, and she thought I was having an episode, and I was like, people were really rude to me during this point, and that was kind of like how I feel like it was something demonic. It was just isolating me, it was making people rude to me while I had all this shit happening. The smells were awful, the things I was seeing were awful, like being pissed on by a demon while in a hospital and feeling bugs all over you. And it told me I had brain cancer and I should start screaming while in the hospital bed so I can get the nurse's attention. And they were so rude to me. And, like, it was just never ending. Eventually I went home and I tried watching a movie, but it didn't stop, and I tried watching Freaky Friday. Like, I mean, it felt like I was fighting for my life constantly. And this has lasted years, like a constant battle to get my head back, my life back. I even went to my sister's wedding while this was happening, and I applaud myself for acting as normal as I did, because I didn't want people to think I was crazy. Like, it took 3 months before I blew the whistle and blamed my twin flame for everything. And then I left work, but pretty much I got fired. And I lost, like, pretty much all my friends. Like, literally pretty much all of them. And in the midst of losing everyone, and everyone calling me crazy and schizophrenic and saying she needs to go get help, being isolated more, I was being tortured. Whether you think it was just psychosis, it was real to me. The pain was real. I still experienced it, and I'm still experiencing this. And others around me have felt things too. This has affected a lot of people now at this point. And due to people's ignorance, I could have just had, like, an exorcism at some point, and this wouldn't have got as bad as it has. But that's kind of what makes me mad. In the midst of everyone going, she's crazy, like, why would Erin do this? And I'm over here, like, fighting for my damn life. My father and I ended up moving houses, thinking that would be a change. I was wrong. That was a terrible move. Like, trying to move things pretty much by yourself while being spiritually tortured was awful. I would go hours sitting there with all of this happening, just hours upon hours. I spent most of my time, when I felt like things weren't going well, just driving around town. Shouldn't have been driving in that state, but still, like, no choice. This was the house where I got better at my witchcraft, in some way, where I was banishing and got rid of some of the worst, and I was able to go back to work again, but it still wasn't fully gone. Like, it was in my head. It just would never fully stop. I haven't had a moment of peace and quiet in years. It was this pressure in my head, this constant pressure, constant noise, and it was always mainly her talking to me, or it talking to me. Because this woman was out there living her life too, so whether it was something she sent me, or just portals open and something has not left. It kind of would come and go in waves with how bad it would be. Sometimes it would get worse again, and then I would banish again, and it just would always find a way of coming back, no matter what I did. I remember dreaming, I hadn't spoken to my mum in years, and dreaming her coming to Townsville, my hometown, on a plane, to come see me. And that morning I had woken up and there was a banshee screaming at the end of my bed. And that means someone in your family is going to pass away. I later found out that my nan had cancer. So I reconnected with my nan and my mum before my nan had passed away, and I moved to Brisbane to study film, trying to get my life in check, like thinking maybe if I focused on something good in my life, then it might slowly go away. And I think one of the worst things of this is that I could not cry properly. Like, because of this constant suppression, I can't feel my emotions properly, because it's just like still even doing this, talking, like the pressure's in my head, like something is suppressing me and pushing me down. So when my nan passed away, I didn't even get to have my moments of grieving her, and that I still haven't had my moments of grieving the friends I've lost and grieving what has happened to me. I ended up giving up on film. It was just too much. I couldn't focus enough on my studies, and it would take a lot for me to focus on things. I had got Moldavite, which was another dumb move, getting Moldavite while you're already linked to a twin flame, which is like a walking spiritual connection Moldavite for you anyway. But I got some Moldavite thinking that would speed up the process. I was 22 and about to turn 23, and I moved back to Townsville with my dad. And this house was the worst house ever. And this house was the worst house ever. One of the first things I've noticed about this house was they did a really bad paint job. They did a bad paint job on the door, where the back door had a window in the door, and they had accidentally done a V on the door. And the first thing I thought of was, I'm not gonna say the demon's name, but the demon from the Conjuring movie, the nun one, that starts with a V. I thought that, and my first thought was, oh my god, there's a demon in this house.
I'm just an average man with an average life. I work from 9 to 5. Hey, hell, I pay the price. All I want is to be left alone in my average home. But why do I always feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone, and I always feel like somebody's watching me?
Anyway, the first night I'm there, I go to a party, a birthday party, a friend's brother of mine, and the first morning I wake up, there are flies everywhere, which is the first sign of a demon in the house. And there was like this rotten smell coming from the sink. And at this point, I'm like, guys, I can't catch a break. Like, you have to be kidding me. You have to be kidding me. So I'm spraying Mortine everywhere, and I'm like, I'm gonna end up killing my own self with how much I'm spraying. I had to clean up, and I mean a good at least 100 flies. I'm not even joking how many flies there were in that house. The water in the house was making me feel sick. My dad was barely home because he was always away doing traffic control, which, by the way, at one point he went to Hell's Gate while doing traffic control, and that's around the point where things got really, really bad in the house. But I was determined to get rid of this, and I did so many spells and literally fucked up everything even more. For the last few years, it would take me a long time to get to sleep because it was always this woman in my head, my twin flame, still talking, kicking me, abusing me. I mean constant spiritual abuse. I would barely sleep sometimes, and this was me after banishing it. I had tried everything, banishing, like everything I could think of. I did protection spells in the house, I'd saged the house, I told her to get out, and like I would just wake up and act like everything was fine because people would get sick of me going, yeah, this is still happening. And trust me, conversations I'm having with anyone most of the time, I'm like, yep, okay, we're done with this. I'm going back to go deal with this spiritual torture because my spiritual world has been destroyed and my subconscious mind is so focused on this that it is my whole world at this point. Like, I think I've been at the stage of possession for years now, and getting rid of this was going to be hard. But in this house, after doing everything I could to get rid of what was ever in there, I thought, twin flame must involve a lot of people. So I wrote like a lot of people's names on people's names on pieces of paper and just gave it to God to deal with, because I was like, this should do it. No, it blew up in my face again, because I think someone cursed me that everything I do from now on just blows up in my face. And I mean, people started coming in my head. Like, I would hear, and it was probably the demon, actually, because they can mimic people. But, like, people I knew, people I'd written down, and it was the worst possible things being said to me. And I mean, bunch of people. Like, I'm walking around town with this big thing on my head. And I'm trying to go get a new vape, and it's like, yeah, how you going? How you going, everyone? I hope they don't know what's going on with me, because it was bad. And I mean, like, to the point where, like, my cat was being very territorial and peeing on everything, and I yelled at whatever was in the house, like, I don't care, like, I was trying to act like all big dog and stuff like that, and, like, being like, I'll just show them that this is my house, because a witch talk, they say, just, like, if it's something bad, you can just, like, say, yeah, go away. No, my cat peed on the bed that night while I was sleeping, and that was the worst morning, because it was right near the bush in Townsville and Wallaroo, and there were spiders everywhere, and I had to manually wash everything. It was terrifying. It was terrible experience. So don't do that to a demon, because it'll make your cat pee on your bed. I literally just thought there was something behind me at the window, and my cat is looking. Oh my god. Did the bat just say cat? Literally before, I was like, Lilith doesn't give me, I don't think Lilith has given me many signs, and then the bat went off. And I was like, oh, hi Lilith. But yeah, and then now I can feel some, like, lately, last few nights, I felt Hecate in my room, like, dead ass, like a dark, not dark, but like very authoritative, dark-ish figure near me, and it's just like, I'm here. So last night I properly set up Hecate's altar, like her own space, and sit down and do a justice karma spell with her. And then I woke up this morning, I'm like, oh, I wonder if, like, finally fully working with Hecate, will dogs be more drawn to me? I'm about to go get my Annies, and I'm thinking about Hecate. I'm like, oh, this is probably the time I'm meant to be working with her now. Like, this is just the right time. And then I hear something outside my window, and I look, and there's a big fucking dog outside. And I'm like, what dog is that? And I come out, and there's two huskies roaming around, and I don't know what to do. They're beautiful. I gave them some water, but they're in here now. Oh, you can't see them. Where are they? Guys? Yeah, so I think I need to call someone. I gave them some water, and I slept with my big light on, which I've never done before, like my bright fucking light. And so now I sleep with my little salt lamp on, and I can't, like, I love sleeping in the dark, but I can't do it anymore. Like, I am so terrified, especially I'm home alone at the moment for, like, the next few weeks. Anyway, all this was going on, and it was my 23rd birthday, and all I wanted to do was sleep. I was by myself. I had not slept the entire night, because all things had gone wrong again. I had bought a Bible and a cross. I literally had prayed and prayed and prayed to just sleep. That's all I wanted. I had actually asked Zeus if he could make it rain for my birthday, and at least it rained. It rained the entire day, most of the day, for my birthday. And I finally did get some sleep, but it took a lot. I had a lot of, felt like black things all over my body. This went on for like another month. I couldn't be in that house. I was suffocating. No matter what I did, it always backfired. It got to the point I was sleeping in the hallway because I was scared of everything in that house, and I spent most of my time like outside on the stairs. Then I couldn't move anymore. It took everything in me to get up and do anything in that house. And then eventually I knew I had to leave and go back to Brisbane to live with my mum. And I prayed and I prayed and I prayed to just get up and do enough to pack whatever I could and leave, get in the car. And I left pretty much in the middle of the night. I'm not even kidding. My dad was away for work and I packed everything I could and I got up and I left. And I left a lot of my things behind. And like, I know I'm skimming over a lot of this and it's like, no way this could be happening all the time. Like, surely you got a break. No, you got no break whatsoever. And it's like, how are you alive? I have no idea how I'm alive and so okay. And to be honest, if I'm being logical, I think I'm alive for the point that it's part of the torture for whatever entity is attached to me. It either wants me to end my life or just keep torturing me. Anyway, Christmas 2024, I was back in Brisbane with my mum and my stepdad. And then I hadn't drunk alcohol since I started vaping pretty much. So it had been nearly 2 years or so. But then I had alcohol that Christmas and I was like PTSD and I was like, this is taking the edge off. And then I started spiraling with my alcohol again. The year 2025 was hell. I was in so much spiritual agony and it was just non-stop in my head. I still had a lot of people talking in my head for most of the year. Like, my body was in so much pain. I felt like I was burning and on fire a lot of the time. Like, my body was hurting all the time. But actually, right before I left Townsville and drove to Brisbane, it flooded and I would have been screwed. It flooded really badly where that house was, and I think it was divine timing. That was God getting me out in time, because I would have been stuffed. Like, I would have been actually stuffed during that flood. In 2025, I was trying to live a normal life, like, as much as I could. I
got a pocket full of sunshine, I got a love and I know that it's all mine, know. Oh, wow. Take me away, a secret place, a sweet escape.
But I was in still a lot of pain. I tried dating people, like, I tried being normal and was still making TikToks every once in a while, but my drinking was getting worse because my body was in so much pain. And I was still doing everything I could to get rid of this, like talking to deities, everything, talking to God, banishing, binding, everything, just nothing was working anymore. And at this point, like, whatever was in that house or whatever happened in that house followed me, and it has affected the house I live in now. Like, the energy is just so bad sometimes. And my mum tries to help as much as she can, and my stepdad too, but there's only so much that can be done. Like, I've been to the hospital so many times in 2025. And then eventually I lost my license for driving under the influence and lost a lot of freedom with that, and felt even more trapped by what this thing is. 2026, the year of the horse, so some movement, thankfully. The beginning was just much the same as 2025, but things in the house were getting worse as I couldn't control what it was doing, and it was affecting everyone. And I was literally becoming so unwell from the drinking and from the constant use of my psychic abilities. I was being sucked dry. This was my life now. And as I said before, when you're attached to your twin flame, everything is altered. Not altered, what's the word? Exhilarated. It's heightened. all spiritual abilities that you have, clairaudience, psychic, hearing things, seeing things, it's all heightened and it sucks the life out of you. And everything I was doing was backfiring. It got to the point that I felt like I was living in the Conjuring house. I couldn't shower, I couldn't brush my hair, I was in constant distress. Like, at this point, I felt like I was dying and all I was doing was drinking, and everyone was kind of giving up on me. I had walked to the park around night time and I was talking to someone I really trust in my head, like on the swings, you know, from the scene from Conjuring 2, where it was like someone finally believed me, and I was talking to them, and then I got a feeling to summon Lorraine Warren for help, so I summoned her spirit, and then she was like, go to Vera. Like, dead ass, not even kidding, go to Vera. This poor woman, this poor woman, for like, I would say a good now few months, I've been tagging her and stuff and trying to tell her everything to go get me help, because this thing makes everyone hate me in my life. Like, no one believes me. So like, I summoned Vera as well. I lit a candle for her and I'm like, Vera, can you help me? And I was tagging her and stuff, and that backfired on me too. I got so unwell, so unwell from summoning her, because like, I just keep getting bad karma for everything I do. It hits me in the face. I'm not even kidding. It's gotten to that point where I'm just like, yep, this is gonna happen, I'm okay with it. I'm just trying to get help. But I did look at her birth chart, and I don't know if she's intentionally helping, but she has a placement in her birth chart where she gives me luck and wellness and health. And me pestering this poor actress who just played Lorraine Warren has actually helped me. But still, like, I was not getting better. I was still stuck. And eventually I went into a full drunk psychosis mode, and I texted my neighbor a bunch of stuff. And I had also summoned another galaxy at one point, and the universe literally kept telling me, can you stop doing stuff while you're drunk? Because I just kept doing stuff. I just like, this will work, this will make it stop. And actually summoning another galaxy did low-key help. I don't know what I did. I just lit a candle and said, can you help please? And something happened. I ended up going to the hospital, and this was recently, and I was there for a month, and a lot of weird things happened, and a lot of people believe me more now, which is good. But it took some awful things happening. It affected a lot of people, and I was still really sick. Like it affected patients, it affected the nurses, whatever was attached to me. It was growing and manifesting to something very, very nasty. I think it was because I was getting help and people were believing me. And then I tried to go to rehab recently, but it did not like it, and I was in a lot of pain and I had to leave. So where am I at now? Well, right now I am very heavily with God. I am praying every day, and he told me to share my story, and I've actually binded myself spiritually, because I'm aware this entity is using my abilities against me, and I have no control over it sometimes, so I binded myself. I'm not saved yet. I still have a bit to go, and the only reason I'm okay is actually from signs from the universe, God, that kept me going, that kept telling me, hey, you'll be okay. And I've been signs at the most perfect moment when I needed them the most to know, yeah, I'll be okay. Like, I'll be okay. Today, I actually make sure that I write down on my notes my prayers, and today I wrote on my head mercy, for God to please give me mercy. And then I went for a walk and I saw IT 7 on a car plate, like IT 7. And I think it just means it's like Pennywise the clown, like the movie It. Like, I think that's what they're funny with the signs. They just mean like it's something bad.
It was a big mistake acknowledging this doll, and through that, the inhuman spirit tricked you. You gave it permission to infest your lives.
What's an inhuman spirit?
It's something that's never walked the earth in human form. It's something demonic.
So I wrote it on a tree for it to kind of stay there for a bit, and I felt a bit better, but it always finds a way of coming back. I have contacted churches, and even they were kind of confused on what to do. I have my Bibles. I have my Bible, and I have scriptures to read, and I've been in contact with a church to make sure I read my scriptures for the next 30 days. My prayers, sorry. And if I'm not better, then they'll book an exorcism for me. So that is where I'm at. And yeah, thank you for listening. And that is where Erin has gone.